This video will be censored on YouTube due to its very explicit gore. If you would like to see this video uncensored, then please check out my Patreon. All of the links are in the description. Hey guys, it's your girl! And I'm currently in Thailand, but today is my last day. And you know what is also the last day of something? It is me wearing my glasses! Yes, I finally got approved for ICL surgery, and it's tomorrow, and I am extremely excited because I'll be able to wake up and finally see. You know, unless something goes horribly wrong, like I'm in Final Destination. And speaking of Final Destination, horror movies. Now, I've said this a million times before, and I'll say it a million more times. I'm never gonna stop. I am a giant horror fan. Every day, every moment, every single second I am breathing, I am enjoying some form of horror media. Be it movies, video games, books. I mean, shit, even as I'm sitting here, I'm putting in my veins a horror movie right now, okay? It's non-stop for me. So with all of those forms of media, of course, I love horror manga. I've read them all. I've read some of the most weirdest and obscure titles you can think of. And if you are also one of those people, then this should come of no surprise that one of those titles is Pumpkin Night. But before we begin, I'd like to give thanks to today's sponsor, ZenMarket. ZenMarket is an online shopping service that allows you to get almost anything you can think of from Japan. Limited time items, special figurines, the options are truly endless. ZenMarket is completely free to register for. And as a bonus, you get 300 yen free for every new registration. So that's 300 yen you can have getting any type of anime items you can think of. ZenMarket also offers various shipping methods. So once you find that very special item and want it shipped to you right away, you have quite a few options, such as UPS, DHL, FedEx, and Zen Express. ZenMarket also offers free parcel consolidation. So even though you're buying from a couple of different stores, you're getting it all sent to you in one package. And if what I've said already isn't enough incentive to go and check them out, this is also the last month available that ZenMarket is offering 5% cash back on all things Rakuten. So hurry up and get on it. All you have to do is shop around on Rakuten from Wednesday to Thursday till 4 p.m. JST. That's all you have to do to take advantage of that campaign. If everything I've told you all sounds as wonderful as it really is, then please check out the ZenMarket links in my description because they are all there. And make sure to check out that Rakuten campaign because it is only lasting until the end of this month. Thank you again to ZenMarket, and now back to the video. Now, if you've been an OG fan of this channel for a while now, then this title may sound familiar because it was one of the first titles I did a video on when I was doing a video on the top 5 best horror manga to read way back when. But since the manga is still ongoing since I made that video 4 or 5 years ago, I have a little bit more to say, but I'm gonna be starting from the beginning here. So let's start with the story. It is very simple. It is about a girl named Naoko who is extremely cringy because she is obsessed with horror, and she is bullied a lot in high school because she's really cringy but also extremely beautiful. So one day while she's at school and they're having a Halloween party, she gets voted the Halloween queen, and they put a pumpkin head on her that they fill with fireworks that just somehow go off, and you know, her whole face catches on fire and she becomes deformed. So she wants to get revenge on all of the people that have done this to her, essentially all of her old school bullies, as well as randomly one of her childhood friends that kind of is a part of the group but never really joined in on the bullying. So if you're a horror fan, this obviously takes a lot of inspiration from classics like Carrie and Halloween. And you're gonna be noticing that a lot throughout the series because a lot of this manga is inspired from Western slasher films, especially the classics. Now that alone would probably make anybody really interested in reading this manga, a good revenge story, you know, based on some Hollywood classics that are known and loved, but it's fucking edgy as hell, bae. It is unbelievably stupid. At first, the story makes sense. You know, it flows as any revenge slasher movie manga series would. But then it just starts, it makes sense, but not really. It's just stupid, and we have no idea how we got there. Like, for example, the childhood friend that kind of just stood by and watched her get bullied, but was also secretly kind of in love with her, never helped her through any of this. But suddenly the girl comes back after being deformed, gets revenge on everybody, and now he's willing to do anything to help her. And I mean anything. Like suddenly we went from a group that bullied her and knows that she's trying to come and kill them to this weird mix of relationships with various characters. I don't know. I'm not gonna spoil, but it makes no sense. Like, we go from one area and we jump to another and we have no idea how we got there. Now, I wish I could tell you exactly why a lot of the story doesn't make sense now, but I can't without spoiling one of the biggest twists. So I'm gonna keep it at that, and I just ask you believe me, because that's not even the main point of this video. The main point is just how stupid and beautifully drawn it is. It's also a little hard to follow because of one of its most, if not the most, redeeming quality it has. Its art. Its art is one of the most detailed, so detailed, gruesome gore I have ever seen, ever. It is so well done, it is actually admirable. And the characters are murdered in such obscure and ridiculous ways. I have nothing but praise to give to the creator for thinking of such creative ways to dispose of characters. Now, I avoid media that uses gore instead of storytelling. I avoid it like My Little Pony fans to showers. But seeing this pumpkin-headed girl come with a pumpkin carver and rip somebody's face off nearly deep into their skull, and seeing their face just come completely off is so enthralling. It's hard to look away because it is so detailed. It's like I'm in the room watching this happen. I am so disgusted, but I genuinely cannot look away because it is so interesting. I'm not a serial killer, I promise, Mom. And I clearly think that the author knows that the main factor of the story is the gore, because they did drop off when it comes to writing, but they upped the gore ante to 1,000,000. Like, there's always some gory scene every single time in every chapter, but it feels like as we went on, it became more and more and more. Like, he kind of was like writing, no, let me just the deadzo. Let me just put a hook through somebody's boob and then just like, whoop, and then just do some stuff to their, either way. Obviously, I cannot go into much detail about much of the, because it is, even like somewhat of the detail is just gory. Like when I mean, there's a reason why this is Patreon exclusive. And it's because of the gore and stupidity that I still think that even years later, this basic ass story is still ongoing. It's 7 volumes deep, my dudes. Because the characters do not make much sense. The people who bullied Naoko are your stereotypical manga villains. There's nothing redeeming about them. Their personalities are completely evil. Like, oh, I'm supposed to wonder if, who's the bad guy here? Haha, it couldn't possibly be these guys who jokingly try to constantly bully this girl and also kill her. Hey guys, wouldn't it be funny if we just lit this girl's face on fire? And that's it. There's like no deeper thing. There's no stuff with like their pasts or like their aspirations or anything like that. It's just, they're just kind of there. And then the childhood friend whose name is Kazuya, yeah, like I said before, he's just in love with her. It just makes it makes no sense. Like, it's just out of nowhere. Nothing really goes expanding on that. So if it's not the plot, it's not the characters, then it's gotta be its stupidity and its gore factor that keeps this series going and thriving. And I love it. If it wasn't clear to you, I adore this series. I love it. Even after all of these years, I keep up with it because it is something that I can just turn my brain off to, look at something that will probably haunt me for the rest of the day, and then just go back to living. It's kind of like an odd stress reliever that should make me it should make me realize that I should probably talk to a therapist, huh? But I'm not the only one, because this series is pretty popular. There is not many manga that's based on Western slashers, and a lot of Western slashers are pretty stupid. So it kind of feels almost reminiscent, like you are watching a movie, but, reading it. It does not feel like a manga. It feels, yeah, like a really shitty horror movie. The art style is not very traditionally manga-like, and, the flow of the story, everything is different. And the characters are a lot like, you would see in a shitty horror movie. Like, this clearly was copy-paste horror movie, but in manga form, and that's never been done before, and I and millions of others adore that. It's a ride that you just don't want to stop going on, because it gets stupider and stupider, but somehow the art becomes more descriptive and graphic, and just, it's this weird mix of love, disgust, and just uncomfortability made into this uncomfortable, disgusting pie of horror aesthetic. Nissa. My feelings for the series are complicated, and I don't know where to begin or end besides what I've been saying now. I do not know if anything makes sense. I just know I had to talk about it. I definitely do not recommend this series to the faint of heart. I think that kind of goes without saying since I've really spent most of this video talking about how extremely graphic it is and detailed. There are also a lot of adult themes in it, you know, as there is in any horror movie that's graphic. But if you are looking for something that's gory and don't really need a good story because you're not gonna find it here, then 100% Pumpkin Night is up your damn alley. Trust me, you will not regret it. You just won't, you know, unless you like, you know, you like that stuff, you won't regret it. It is a series that I am going to be holding on to until it's finally over, which from the flow of time that has been going on with this series will not be for a while, even though it really should have been after the first one, because a lot of nothing makes sense anymore. It just doesn't. And you know, maybe this author is gonna do a complete 180 and suddenly write an amazing, well thought out series that we could only have imagined, even though the whole time they kind of just gave us shit. Has something like that ever existed? But either way, high recommendation, cannot go wrong. And thank you guys for watching this video, and thank you to all of my patrons for supporting me. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are thinking about supporting this channel, then please check out my Patreon, whose links are in the description. So this is it, guys. This is gonna be the last time you guys see me with glasses. Little nervous about all that. Hopefully, I'm going to be taking a while to recover from the surgery. So there are previous videos that I will be uploading, but not there before I recorded this. So the next time you see me recording like this, be new eyes, baby. Either way, thank you guys again, and I'll see you soon. Bye!